Are you looking to do your flight training abroad, but you do not know the exact process of doing your flight training outside India? Then in this video, we are going to discuss about everything you need to know before you start your flight training. So watch this video till the end and make sure that you save this video for your further reference because you're definitely gonna need it. Hey guys, how's it going? And in this video we are going to talk about everything you need to know if you are looking forward to do your flight training outside India. A lot of people nowadays prefer training outside India due to various reasons. Major reasons being faster training process and better training quality. And in this video, I will be guiding you with a checklist which you should be following strictly while planning for your flight training abroad. I will also attach an extended checklist for you to strictly follow while planning for your flight training abroad. A lot of organizations that you would find in the market that helps you going abroad to train for your CPL license, but my motive of making this video is to make you aware of each step in your training process, because each wrong step in aviation career costs you very high amount. So do not go blind to any organizations which take you abroad for your flight training. Make sure that you are aware of each process yourself. Let us now come back to the checklist that I was talking about. So number one is choosing a flight school. So this is very important above anything else. You can do your medicals, you can pass your papers, you can do anything, but choosing your flight school is the foremost thing. So in this video, I'm not going to give you personal advice to choose the best flight school for yourself, nor I'm going to name any flight school or name any country where you should go for your flight training. But in this video, I will tell you everything that you need to consider when you are choosing your flight school. So the first thing that you need to consider before choosing your flight school is that the country in which you are choosing the flight school, that country should be an ICAO contracting state. ICAO is International Civil Aviation Organization, which is like a UN body of the civil aviation. So the country where you're choosing your flight school, that country should be a member of this ICAO. So to check whether the country that you are choosing is an ICAO contracting state or not, you can check it from here, the list I have attached in the document. The second thing that you should consider is that the flight school should train you on an aircraft which is recognized by DGCA. And not only the aircraft, the engines that are used by the aircraft shall also be recognized by DGCA. You can also check the DGCA recognized aircrafts and the engine types from this list, which I have also attached in the description. Now the third thing that you should consider for choosing a flight school is that the flight school shall be approved by the regulatory body of that country. Just like DGCA is the regulatory body for civil aviation in India and FAA is a regulatory body for US countries, similarly, every country has its own regulatory body. The flight school that you choose shall be an approved flight school from that regulatory body of that country. Next thing, make sure that the flight school train you in accordance with Section J of Schedule 2 Indian Aircraft Rules 1937. You can also check the requirements for the commercial pilot license under Section J, the document I have attached in the description. And also make sure that your flight school is completely aware of all the requirements. Still, you yourself shall check once that the school is fulfilling the following training requirements. Number one, you are trained for more than 200 hours of flight time, including the single engine and the multi-engine aircraft. Number two, you shall fly for more than 100 hours of PIC, that is solo. So that means that you shall have more than 100 hours of solo flying time in an aircraft. Number three, 10 hours of night flying, out of which 5 hours shall be night solo flying time. Number 4, you should have at least 50 hours of solo cross country of 100 nautical miles. That means that from your base or from your departure point till the destination airport shall be at least 100 nautical miles distance. And number 5, you should have at least 20 hours of instrument flight time. I suggest you to take a screenshot of this and ask your flying school whether all these requirements are being fulfilled under the training or not. if your flight school provides a training which fulfill all the requirements, but the numbers are more. Just for example, let's say your flight school provides a total flying hour of 250 hours, whereas DGC just expects you to have 200 hours minimum. So it's well and good. That's not a problem. Okay, now, if all the requirements are fulfilled by the flight school, the next thing that you should check is that what aircraft does your flight school use? And is that aircraft available in any of the Indian flight school or not? Let's say an aircraft is recognized by DGCA, the engine type is recognized by DGCA, but there is no flight school in India which has that particular aircraft. So after coming back to India, you need to do your license conversion to get your Indian license. If that particular aircraft is not available in any of the flying school in India, then you might face a problem while converting your license. Check with both the aircrafts what single engine aircrafts do they have, what multi-engine aircrafts do they have. You should specifically focus on some multi-engine aircrafts, because in foreign countries there are some multi-engine aircrafts which are not used in Indian flying school. The next thing you should check for your flight school is that what is the student is to aircraft ratio. That means that if a flight school is having 50 students and is having 10 aircrafts, so that flight school is having a student is to aircraft ratio that is 5:1, so which is a very good ratio. I think anything up to 10:1 is a good ratio. If the number is more than 10, that is 11:1 or 12:1, that might be a problem which can delay your training. You should also check that whether that country where you choose your flying school is a Commonwealth country or not. Because in Commonwealth country you get a very good advantage that you do not have to give the RTR exam in India. In Commonwealth countries, the foreign radio telephony license is directly convertible to the Indian radio telephony license. You do not have to give any exams. While if you go to any country which is not a part of the Commonwealth countries, then you have to come back to India, give an exam of RTR part 1 and convert your radio telephony license. And if you have selected your flying school after considering all these factors, then now you should be looking forward for your medicals. Before you proceed through anything towards your flight training, I suggest you to do your class 2 medicals as well as class 1 medicals. After you get your assessment for the class 2 medical, book your appointment for the class 1 medical, and meanwhile start preparing for your DGC examination. If you are going abroad, then you just have to give 3 exams in India, that is meteorology, air navigation and air regulations. You can also give your exams after completing your flight training from abroad and before your conversion. But after you complete your flight training from abroad, there is a very less time where you have to do a lot of things, because DGC requires you to have some amount of hours in the last 6 months of your flight training. So after a particular time, your hours will start expiring. That means that you have to fly those additional hours which will add to your additional costs. So to avoid that, I personally suggest to do your DGC exams before you start your flight training. And also make sure that the country you're going to is having some English language requirements or not. Like to get a student visa in some countries, you should give an exam of IELTS. So this is everything that you need to do before going abroad for your flight training. I will make a second part of this video. What are the process after you go abroad for your flight training and come back to India to convert your license to Indian license. But till then, you should strictly focus on every points that I spoke about in this video, and also strictly follow the checklist that I have attached in the description. If you need any other information about flight training outside India, then you can definitely reach me on my Instagram, and make sure that you read the description and download all the attachments which will help you choose your flight school. And I hope this video was very helpful to you if you are looking forward to do your flight training abroad, and also share this video to someone who is looking forward to go for flight training abroad. And lastly, thank you so much for watching this video. We will see you in the next video.